was rejecting a man the other day, and he asked me why. And I said, do you really want to know? Ask in your heart, do you really want to know why? And he said, yes, I do. And so I said, because you're still here. Let me elaborate. Let me give you the details, the background, because it's very important to the story to know exactly what led up to this. So this man approaches me while I'm waiting for my valet car to come around because I had to valet park in this area. And so I'm waiting and he comes up, he says, hi. And I say, what do you want? And he says, you're very beautiful. And I say, I know. What do you want? I already know what he wants, but I like to start off with this kind of energy. I often say, what do you want when men approach me in general, even if they ask, like, how are you? Or anything, I just get straight to it because I already know what they want, but this just kind of like cuts to the chase, you know, kind of significantly shortens the time. And he says, well, I wanted to ask you to go eat with me because you're very beautiful and I thought we could discuss that more. And I say, no. Go away now. Leave. And he persists because they always persist. It's like Deltarune. There's a little thing that pops up underneath for them that says proceed, and they just hit proceed, proceed, proceed. And that's how you end up in a weird route that ends up with you drowning in a lake. Is that a spoiler? It's been out for a minute. Anyway, he goes on to then say why. And I say, because you're still here. To which that flew right over his head, and he continues to stammer out desperate pleas for my attention, and my car arrives, and I say, you're dismissed. Go. Bye. And then I go to my car. So that was how that interaction ended. Now, what did it mean? For those of you who are still like, but what do you mean by that? When a man approaches me and can't immediately read the rancid energy that I put out, that tells me that he absolutely has or will assault a woman in his lifetime. To put it in a bit more of a perspective, that is a hard line in the sand. That is an obvious boundary. That is a no with a capital N-O, underlined bold period at the end, unyielding, unmoving, and you add in some bitchy energy, and yet he persists. That tells me that he has absolutely got coercion deeply ingrained in his psyche, that all he needs to do is keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and it does not matter every other thing that is being thrown at him. Doesn't matter the energy, doesn't matter the words, nothing matters. As long as he keeps trying, he will get what he wants. And I just want you to take that and put that in the context of somebody who is in a more emotional, empathetic person and already in a relationship or who feels cornered by him. A lot of men are taught, don't take a no for an answer, just keep trying, you'll wear her down. And I just want you to take that out of the context of trying to ask a mean stranger on a date and put that in literally every other thing. Just wear her down, you'll get what you want eventually. That's pathetic, and I don't entertain it. Because I don't entertain rapists. But how are we ever going to find love if that's how people treat us when we try to approach them? I don't know, and I don't care. But here's a first step. Here's some advice. What you're going to do is you're going to drink some milk. You're going to develop a bit of a backbone, and you're going to learn how to take rejection without getting all butthurt about it. I mean, that tailbone is just so weak. Drink some milk. Eat some cheese. Get some calcium in there. And then, just as a bonus, look up what it looks like to be rejected from like every angle. Like look up the body language, the facial expressions, the vocal inflection, maybe double check a dictionary or two because y'all seem to struggle with just the words and what they mean when someone says no. It's like it's in your head, she's saying yes, but she's just pronouncing it no. Like double check your Webster's dictionary.